process of producing a monthly digital newsletter to send out to all of the residents in the 7 communities that are serviced by School District 228. We are also continuing our 24/7 online tutoring. We have a product called Paper. Students can access this as 24/7. They get live persons talking to them, whatever subject they need assistance with. They also will grade their essays, their college entrance prep, and they also can offer this in a variety of languages. So we have over 11,000 times this has been accessed last year, which was our first year with the product. So we're looking for this as a great tool because so many of the kids have catch-up to do from being out with COVID vaccine, or the COVID epidemic. We are also issuing several new safety protocols. One of them is a common simplified language when there is a problem in the building. All the teachers have this on their cell phone. Any teacher in the building can actually set off that there's an emergency going on. We also have, we're putting in metal detectors in all the schools. Something I've been opposed to for a long time because it sends a bad message, but in these times I think it sends the right message. They can get over 4,000 people an hour through these. It's a walkthrough. It will identify any kind of metal object, gun, knife, anything of that sort that's in your pocket or anywhere in your backpack or whatever. It's not like you have to come and empty your pockets. You just walk through. It'll be at the entrances of all the schools. And it's also portable. We can take it out to the football fields or baseball fields or whatever as the need occurs. So we're really happy about that. We've also done several capital improvements this summer. If you've been by the school, you've probably seen a lot of this and wondered what the heck is going on there. We have a new parking lot and a new tennis court. We've also replaced all the domestic water pipes in the building. And we put in LED lighting and ceiling grids in the main hallways. That's just their Bremen. At Oak Forest, they put in ADA bleachers, a new nurse's office, and a new office for the social service person and the AD. They've also replaced the IMC roof and built a welding lab, which is another thing you might have seen if you've driven past Bremen recently. We now have a big semi-trailer sitting there, which is a welding lab. We have over 100 students at Bremen enrolled in the welding program. This has become a big thing. It's in cooperation with Prairie State. It's hands-on. They can also do it virtually. So we're pretty excited about that. All the buildings now have this opportunity. Bremen's is in the semi right now until we can work on building the lab inside the building next year. As far as a fiscal standpoint, we are currently in our 6th year of a balanced budget, which we're extremely happy about. We have a $17 million cash reserve at this point, and we anticipate another year of financial recognition. We also have a AAA bond rating, which we're also very happy about. Our enrollment is up over 100 students, with Bremen being the largest attendance building in the district with over 1,500 students this year.
Wow.
We ask you to follow us on social media. I'll leave some of these. It's how you can access all of the different social media outlets for all 4 schools. And if you have any questions, I will leave you some business cards to contact Yasmin, who is our new PR person. I'll leave some of this stuff for you. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Questions? Well, thank you so much, Evelyn. We really appreciate everything you and your board does there for 228 Bremen High School and 228. But we notice it, we see it, and we can't tell you how much we appreciate it as a village. It really makes the village a great.
Our new principal is a Bremen alumni, so pretty exciting. So is our new AD.
I will be there tomorrow afternoon meeting with, what's your name, Maria?
Jessica.
Dr. Brzezinski?
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. All right, thank you so much for coming out. All right, seeing there's no further business coming for the board, I'm just kidding. All right, let's move on to public comment. Is there any public comment tonight? Yes, sir.
Okay, well, last time I'm going to complain about this tractor unit parked in the guy's driveway. Sunday, it's there today. When I came up here, it's still there. I called it in earlier today. Apparently this guy, for some reason, doesn't want to move it. He doesn't want to go by the ordinance we have in the village. I have no idea why this guy, I don't know if he's being cited for tickets or citations or whatever we do with him. He continues to park there. So, any comments from the board? Are we looking into it, or are we not looking into it, or we don't care?
Everything you bring to us every week, Chief Delaney absolutely 100% looks into it, and if there's something that needs to be done, they do it.
I mean, the other, also on Turner, apparently there's somebody, I'm not sure of this, but I was reputable when we were told him, is running a business out of his home. He has a straight bed, barn truck. His plate number is 176657F. And he has a trailer in there. He leaves in the morning, comes back different hours of the afternoon apparently. And that's on Turner Avenue. I think it's 14513 Turner. I'm not too sure about that. You can't miss it. It's a big straight bed box truck. Something like a, with no markings on it. It's all painted walls.
You want to give that to Chief Delaney, whatever you, the notes, okay.
And
He'll take care of it.
I guess
Best we can.
that's it. I'm wore out, so.
No.
All right, thank you.
All right, thanks. Anything tonight, Rita? Sandy? Okay. A few?
I had a lot more, but I'll keep it short.
3 minutes.
I'll try, 1 minute apiece. First of all, the residents of Dixmoor thank the board and Public Works for facilitating collecting water for them. Cindy was going to come tonight, but she could not. They have their library board meeting, so she wanted me to say thank you for her. She'll say thanks in her own way as well. But Oktoberfest this Saturday. Hopefully everybody comes out. And then the final thing was regarding the Liberty Garden. We would like permission to put a compost container there, not for compost, not for vegetables, fruits, anything else other than weeds and dead plants that we pull from the garden, so we're not transporting them to somebody's yard waste container at home, and we can repurpose them in the soil the following year if that would be okay, or if we have to discuss it, or what needs to be done to get that approved. Just to have an on-site container there. It will be a compost container, but we will not be putting any sort of, like I said, no fruits, no vegetables, no rotten plants, just leafy material and the dead, like this fall when we pull up the dead tomato plants. No tomatoes, no fruits, no vegetables.
I would prefer to hear from an expert in compost. I don't know anything about it. Is there anything that Trustee Kilby?
I have to ask my peeps. I'll find out. I'll find out. We have a meeting tomorrow.
I don't know.
We got plenty of time before we do a fall cleanup, but that was like the push. We've been kind of stashing them in each corner of the L-shaped boxes, and it kind of slowly breaks down back into the ground. But when we clean all the boxes out, it would be nice for us to do that. So the neighbor next door said it would be okay. I don't know if her opinion matters or not, but according to her, she has no problem. She loves what we've done with the property. She's picked some vegetables for herself right outside her side door.
Right, but does it sting? Does it attract rodents? I don't know. Rita, Steve has a compost back there. It doesn't. I've never noticed anything.
If he's talking, are you talking one of the tumbler-like containers?
No, it's just it's basically a Rubbermaid compost, but we're, like I said, just the leafy materials.
Yeah.
No fruits, no vegetables will be put in there. So from what I've read,
It's got a screen at the bottom or something
yeah,
like that?
it's got holes all around the bottom, and we can pitchfork it if we have to, but with it just being basically weeds and dead plants, there shouldn't be any smell, there won't be any rodents, there won't be any flies or any nuisance, from what I've read, but I'm not an expert, so.
Can we get back to you?
Of course. No, right now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No, just here to listen? All right. Oh, thanks. Appreciate it. All right, then I will close the list. Okay. I'll close the floor to public comment. Move on to tonight's consent agenda. On tonight's consent agenda, number 1, approval to purchase a new sewer jet truck for the cost of $256,050 with a 5-year warranty at a cost of $13,889, and that will include a $30,000 trade-in. Number 2, approval of the employee manual, section 2.11 through 2.20. Number 3, approval of employee manual, section 3. Number 4, approval of the July 27, 2022 board meeting minutes. Number 5, approval of the August 3rd, 2022 committee meeting minutes. Number 6, approval of the August 10th, 2022 board meeting minutes. Number 7, approval of the August 17th, 2022 committee meeting minutes. Number 8, approval of the August 24th, 2022 board meeting minutes. And number 9, approval of the list of bills. Is there any item any trustee would like off of tonight's consent agenda?
Mayor, I'd like number 2, I need to make some edits.
Number 2, anyone else? Then I am looking for a motion to approve tonight's consent agenda without item 2, which is the approval of the employee manual, section 2.11 to 2.20.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please. Clerk Moscow.
Trustee Cagney?
Aye.
Trustee Hilly?
Aye.
Trustee Burbette?
Aye.
Trustee Crowley?
Aye.
Trustee Johnson?
Aye.
Trustee Killily?
Aye.
Motion carries.
So would you like me to ask for a motion to postpone this item?
No, may I ask for a motion to make verbal edits based on the feedback I've received from the village attorney?
Correction to the face? Well, I'm just going to ask for a motion to approve, and then you'll have discussion, and we can amend to the face.
Okay.
All right, so I'm looking for a motion to approve the employee manual, section 2.11 through 2.20.
I'll make the motion. I'll second.
Any discussion? Your turn.
Is this where you're talking? Okay, sorry. Still getting used to this. Okay, yeah, in section 2.16 that talks about cell phones, the village attorney asked that we include, and it's my error that I didn't include it, the second sentence says, personal cell phones should be limited to emergency situations during work hours with the supervisor's permission. And I forgot to put or at lunch or during breaks. So I'd like to add that sentence to that section of the of 2.16 for the cell phones.
So there's quite a few employees with the village that actually use their cell phones for work and get reimbursed for that. Is that covered in here?
The only time the word personal is in there is in the bottom paragraph. Otherwise, it doesn't specify either way, personal and or village provided.
Oh,
It says, the last sentence says, if the cell phone is used during work hours, becomes necessary due
Oh.
to specific job responsibilities, employees are expected to exercise
Here.
courtesy towards others in the workplace and to avoid being loud or disruptive.
didn't get that one.
I didn't see it either.
Yeah.
So,
Anything else?
on page 6, under the last paragraph, process and procedure for reporting and investigating complaints. Specifically, I draw your attention to the third line. After county, where it says where appropriate, the village attorney asked that I include the following statement. When the complainant involves conduct of the audit official, that should be added, because Nick said this is implied, that statement that I just read, but he would like us to include that, to specifically say that if the complainant involves the conduct of the audit official, that this is the process that would be used.
The intent is that the reference to the state's attorney, of an employee going to the state's attorney first, it is intended that that imply when the allegation involves the audit official. I want to make that clear, lest we have a situation where employees go directly to the state's attorney and it becomes vexatious because an employee, wants to create issues and wants to bypass the official, the audit official, and go straight to the state's attorney. That's not what was intended, where it says when appropriate. When appropriate means when the allegation is against the audit official.
Deputy Clerk Kalaki, do you have this document so we can make sure the right version is filed? Or will you supply that?
I can,
Yeah, I can supply this.
I can provide the exact language.
And and Maria has the original. I can provide her the Word document right now. She has it as a PDF, so I can provide that as a Word document to make those changes.
And do we have to amend our motions in second to say,
To amend.
to amend on the face, to accept the changes amended on the face? Trustee Caidney, will you amend your motion to accept the changes to the policy as amended on its face?
Yes, I amend. I amend my motion.
Is that right?
I didn't know that we took vote for this item yet.
Motion.
She didn't make a motion.
She made it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I amend my motion.
Okay.
Who was the second?
Trustee Crowley.
Trustee Crowley, will you amend your second?
I will.
Okay. Any other further discussion? Then roll call, please.
Trustee Caidney.
Aye.
Trustee Crowley.
Aye.
Trustee Burbatt.
Aye.
Trustee Hilly.
Aye.
Trustee Johnson.
Aye.
Trustee Killily.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, sir, and thank you, Trustee Johnson. On to section 4. Next week after? On to section 4 of the policy manual?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Okay,
No, I will.
all right.
The next section, yes.
Awesome, thank you so much. And now we're going on to trustee business, trustee Johnson.
That's why I wasn't paying attention. I was thinking about what I was going to say next.
You're not paying attention to me?
I was honest. What I'd like to discuss is what was brought up under your business, Mayor, last week with regards to the contract that was provided for you to discuss the payment service network. What this document was that you had in front of you was this allows the village to change its contract to allow the village to start charging the 3% fee that we passed as an ordinance in July. It also allows the village to purchase a point-of-sale machine that will be programmed to charge 3% for credit card payments related to village bills. And also it updates the service agreement between the village and PSN. I provided the board with a summary that Jackie Harris created for us describing it. And the purchase of the one terminal is $250. There's an annual security compliance fee of $89. There's a monthly gateway charge and terminal charge. And then transactional charges for the bill pays 55 cents, and also the chargeback for checks would be $15. Also included in my materials, I drafted a letter that I'd like to send out to the residents to inform them that we will now be starting to charge a transaction fee related to payment with credit cards. In this document, we clearly lay out options for those residents that do not want to pay any kind of a charge. They can pay check or cash at Village Hall. They also can use a debit card at the Village Hall, but they have to come in. If they're doing an electronic check, automatic phone, and so on down the line, we have outlined exactly what the charges would be. Just to let everyone know, as a reminder, over the last 3 years, the village has paid $145,915.25 as of this April for the last 3 years in fees that we have paid to PSN to provide the service of paying credit card payments online. We've discussed this over the last year, and we believe that we need to start figuring out ways to make it more equitable, and that this cost be shared between the village and also with the residents. For example, my bill that I'm going to pay this week for my water bill is $341. I will be paying $10.24 for every 3 months potentially for my water bill, for the convenience of being able to pay with my credit card, and I know that full well. I was just at the Great American Bagel in Payless Heights. They clearly had a sign saying it was 3.5% fee on a $5 bagel. I chose to pay it because that's the way it is. I know Trustee Caidney has gone to Gamois. I believe it's 4%.
Yes, it
so
is.
this is the way of the future. I know the
Los Burritos. Los Burritos.
Los
Locos?
Burritos, yes.
Never
They-
been there.
Not at all. I paid, they've charged us, so this is the way of the future. If we want to be able to take these funds that we've been paying as the village and put it back into the community in the form of purchases or other things that we can do to make the community better. I think it's a shared cost and a shared burden, and I recognize it is a burden that the village residents will take up, but we've passed it, and I want to make sure that we're clear and transparent as to what is going to happen. So I'd like the board to consider signing the contract so we can begin the process to start charging the transaction fee beginning October 1st. Jackie Harris has informed me that we cannot order the machine until the contract is signed, and it will take about 10 days once we have the contract signed to receive the extra machine that will be in the office. Are there any questions?
Just to clarify, Treasurer Britton did direct me to the state statute which governs this type of fee for credit card charges as it applies to municipalities, and we are simply limited to only charging what we are charged, and not any more than that.
And I should have mentioned, this fee is a pass-through. We are not making any money at all because of this transaction fee.
So then I'm going to ask that it get put on next week's agenda for approval. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, that's fine. Just one, we need to correct the phone number on the letter that's attached.
Okay.
Yep.
What's the number?
Should be 389-0200.
I'm sorry, what is it?
389.
Oh, 389, okay.
Where do you see it?
Hold on.
Oh. Oh. Yeah, call that number. Let them answer.
No,
Yeah.
No? Oh.
Wouldn't that be nice?
That's not your number.
no, but you're talking about the one that's listed at the water department?
Yes.
All right, so then we'll have this on the agenda under your business for next week for approval.
Yes.
And does that give us enough time to get the letter out, implement
Yes.
it, get the machine, you said?
It'll be about 10 days,
Okay.
so.
Okay, perfect, thank you. Then, Maria, you can take that off of my agenda next week for discussion.
I was a little pushy, sorry.
A little bit. Okay, anything else?
Jason said what I was gonna say, please come to the Oktoberfest. We think it's gonna have a wonderful day. It's gonna be warm and sunny, and please come by even for a little while. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Trustee Burback.
I have nothing.
Thank you, sir. Trustee Hilly.
Nothing tonight, sir.
Thank you, sir. Trustee Cavney.
Thank you, Mayor. Just wanted to let everybody know that we are going to be contacting the 5 individual residents that express interest in joining the Economic Development Committee, and we're going to schedule interviews for next week. And also, it's Scarecrow time. I passed out flyers to some people in the audience today. I apologize if everyone didn't get one. But I made enough copies. Anyhow, our Scarecrow event is going to be Sunday, October 30th from noon to 2 o'clock. And we would like all residents and businesses and organizations in the village who would like to participate to contact the building department to reserve your spot at the rain garden. And we'll be getting out more information to everybody. And this year's theme is your favorite video game or book character. So we look forward to seeing a whole rain garden full of scarecrows this year. And that's all I have.
Video game or book?
Video game or book character.
All right.
And is there the prize for the first place?
Yes, there will be prizes for first, second,
It's
and
rigged.
third. It's not rigged. There will be prizes for first, second, and third place. We don't know what those prizes yet will be, but we will also be having the usual scarecrow challenge between the departments, and that's not rigged.
It's rigged.
And the front office is the last two? This will be their 4P. Oh, 4P.
4 people.
This will be,
Confident.
didn't even
You're
do a
confident,
4P.
huh?
Challenge is out there.
The challenge is out there. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anything else? Thank you, Trustee Cavney. Trustee Killy.
Thank you, Mayor. Yesterday, we had the Natalie Creek Trail open house, and we had a decent turnout. A lot of members of the biking community showed up, which I think is a lot of the people who are going to use the trail. Some good questions, some good comments. We did what we were supposed to do. Good job by Farnsworth leading the meeting. And I think they got some good, hopefully some good answers directly from the people who are designing the trail. And we check that box and we go on, and hopefully we'll have phase 1 done by the end of the year, and on to phase 2. And that's all I have, Mayor.
Fantastic. Yes, it was a pretty decent event. I was
Yeah.
very happy. And yes, Tara and Farnsworth did a fantastic job, as usual. Okay, thank you, sir. Trustee Crowley.
Thank you, sir. Just an update today on the new police station. We had our bi-weekly meeting with our construction manager, and then afterwards took a tour of the site. I don't know if anybody's been over there, but it's really looking like a building.
You got a roof, didn't you?
Not yet. Roof, we
Oh.
expect the roof to be on by October 3rd.
It looked like it. It looked like it from
We have
the
a
last.
Metal decking's on.
Oh,
We have
okay.
decking,
All right.
no roof though.
What about concrete inside?
Concrete is in for the sally ports and for the cells.
In the office areas.
Well, see, I wasn't allowed there. I went into the community room and the cells. I couldn't get back there. I was afraid of breaking something.
Office areas have concrete, the cells, the community room, and Sally Port are likely to be done tomorrow.
Chief gave you a nah.
Well, he was up on the roof. So,
Make sure
I don't know how he saw that because he was on the roof. But anyway, the building's looking great. The brick is going on. We have a really fast timeline. Things are happening pretty quick. Like I said, by mid-October, we expect to be done with the roof and totally undercover so that we will not have any water coming in. And that's when the framing and stuff will start on the inside. We are on budget. We have not went through our contingency fund yet. So we are right on track. And that's all I have this evening, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Moving on to department heads. Chief Hotwagner.
Yes, sir, a couple things. We do have our new ambulance in-house. We're working on getting the radios installed, the equipment installed. Last part, we get a final state inspection and should be in service hopefully by the end of the month. We also did get our pickup truck, came in yesterday. So that was a year out, it took about a year to get it. That has to be outfitted yet, lights, sirens, and radios. Hopefully that'll be back in service by the end of the month also. And that's all.
And what are we going to do with the oldest ambulance?
The old ambulance is trading, so it's gonna be going back to the dealership.
Perfect. All right, thank you, sir. Chief Delaney.
Yes, sir, just one thing, I wanted to give an incident briefing on an incident that happened over the weekend. September 10th, as all you guys are aware, at 5 a.m., we got a call. Sorry.
Microphone?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I wanted to brief the board about the incident that happened on September 10th at 5 a.m., where we got a call of shots fired, and you're 153rd and Hamlin. That's all we had was that there were shots fired in the area, so they didn't know the origin at the time. One of the officers, while in the group, saw a vehicle leaving the area at a high rate of speed. Assumed it was involved because of the time of day, there's not very many cars. That vehicle did flee at a high rate of speed. They terminated the pursuit and went back to the area to check. We do have a problem house in that area, so that was one of the first houses that the sergeant on duty went to go check, and he did locate shell casings in front of the house. The individual that lives there is on electronic monitoring for weapons offenses. They attempted to make contact at the door, although the occupants refused to answer the door. So the investigators were called out to process the scene and obtain a search warrant for the residence. And because of the person that was inside with his history, we called out the SWAT team to execute the search warrant. One of the things that was asked on social media when we put out, we put out a code red and alert for all the residents to basically stay in place and avoid that area. One of the questions asked was, why did it take so long to put out that order? The
reason that it took so much time is one, we didn't know where the incident occurred. It took time to assemble investigators, a SWAT team. We're not going to put residents on the list every time we attempt to take somebody into custody. So it took time for all that to transpire to realize that the individual wasn't going to surrender. So once we assembled the SWAT team and we started giving the directives for them to come out, and we had individuals with high-powered rifles were turned into a bad incident, was the time where we decided to do a lockdown of the neighborhood. It did take some time. All the occupants eventually did come out on their own without us having to force entry. The individual was taken into custody. Nobody during this incident was very cooperative at all. Through discussions with the state's attorney's office and all the evidence that we did have, they denied charges for any weapons offenses. We did have an outstanding investigation for the individual for a retail theft, felony retail theft. We did get felony retail theft charges on him, and we got him violated for electronic monitoring just for being in a household that had weapons in it. During the search of the residence, we did locate 2 firearms with extended magazines on them. We contacted the property management company and notified them of this. The individual that was occupying the house did leave on his own accord the following day. The people that were also staying there were carrying out the furniture while he was still in custody. The property management company has since gone over there, changed the locks, put no trespassing notices on there, and secured the residence. So they're going to be fixing the property because from what I was told, it was severely damaged. And they're going to correct it and try to get a legitimate tenant into the residence. So I'll report unless there's any questions on that.
Thank you, sir, and thank you for everyone that helped us out.
Yeah.
Hope we don't have to deal with this again.
I hope not at that residence.
And I'll also add, I've spoken to a number of the residents over there as we've been talking to them for a few weeks now, and everybody was very thankful and very appreciative of the police officers all coming door to door and keeping them updated. So thank the officers for us as well.
Thank you, sir. Interim Superintendent Surf.
Yes, I'd like at this time just to once again thank you, sir, and Trustee Academy, along with the other board members for this opportunity. We'll try to perform to the best of my ability to meet the expectations of this position. That being said, I have nothing further for this evening, sir.
Thank you, sir, and welcome. Deputy Clerk Clackey.
I have nothing.
Engineer Huss.
Thank you, Mayor. If I could just provide a brief update on the 2 active construction projects we have. The village-wide paving program, the deconstruction should begin placing asphalt in the next 24 to 48 hours, I've been told. I've also been told that once they begin, they will be pretty much marching through all the streets in order. So there'll be a lot of work in a hurry, and that project could wrap up very soon. And then I'm sure everybody that drives on 147th Street has experienced the backup now. We do have about 2 to 3 weeks more on that project, which is including restoration. While they do not have all the water main in, knock on wood on my end, that everything's going as smoothly as can be expected given where the project is located. So let's keep our fingers crossed, but it's looking good so far. And that project should wrap up about the same time. That's all I have.
May I ask a question? Engineer Huss, can you confirm if the repair on Keating Avenue is included on the list for street repaving?
Yes, Superintendent Sperry brought that up to me, and that was related to the contractor. That will be on the work order list for deconstruction.
Very good, thank you.
Been over there a few times, and yeah, it's a little rough, but it seems to be moving well. My only recommendation to the contractor would have put a no left turn sign at Kilpatrick on 147th. I don't know if that's too late to do it now, or...
That is, even though they are working away from that, that is an excellent suggestion, and I will relay that to them.
Okay. So no left turn going south on Kilpatrick. So if you're heading west on 147th, put a no left turn sign at Kilpatrick.
I think it also might be prudent if anybody's trying to avoid the area, put one possibly south on Kilpatrick too. Does that make sense?
That wouldn't back up traffic if people turn.
Yeah, we're just worried about going to Burcott's. It's been a couple times. It got a little hairy there at Kilpatrick. So, thank you, sir. Ms. Harris.
I have nothing,
Almost forgot your name. Treasurer Britton.
Nothing, Mr. Mayor?
Thank you, ma'am. Attorney Valdez.
Just in store for you at the next committee meeting, a closed session will be addressing issues with the recently filed lawsuit, bargaining negotiation status with the firefighters union, and a potential grievance involving Public Works, and that's all I have.
Thank you, sir. I have nothing tonight. Clerk Moscow?
I have nothing tonight, sir.
Thank you, sir. Then, seeing there's no further business coming for the board, I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Meeting adjourned. Thank you all. Well done. Keep up.